Alright, so this, as you can tell by the title and the thumbnail, hello guys, welcome back to another cold episode. This is going to be more of a rant video, so I just wanted to talk about this real quick and explain my thoughts and reasonings behind how I feel. So, as you can tell, I don't like playing in Plat. In Platinum, or any of the higher ranks, either in Duel Links or in the regular TCG or anything like that, you know, I'm not a big fan. And the reason being is kind of twofold. One, I thoroughly enjoy playing the decks that I enjoy playing. Decks that are fun. You know, things like Dark Lords. Things like Tenyi, right? Tenyi is a really fun... I don't have any of the Tenyi cards on this account. Tenyi is a really fun deck, right? I thoroughly enjoy playing things like Literalist Tri-Brigade as well, but to a lesser extent, right? But a lot of this is basically to say, I enjoy playing a lot of the rogue decks. I enjoy playing decks that are basically fair, right? Which is, again, why I enjoy things like Dark Lords and such, because they're fun, and they can do some unfair things, but most of the time, it's pretty fair. There's a lot of stuff that you can do to interact with your opponent, right? It's a lot about the mind game, and like, okay, when are they going to use their negate? When are they going to use their pop? When are they going to, you know, special summon? As long as you know the ins and outs of the opponent's deck, then, you know, it's a nice back and forth. And I love that. That is so much fun. Do you know what I don't like? Losing. That's the second point. I am incredibly competitive. It is so difficult for me to hop into a game and then just lose. And like, play a bad deck and be like, wow, I literally lost because my deck just isn't as good as the opponent's, right? As you can see, first of all, my face cam is kind of larger because of this. But also, as you can see, like, I'm hovering over Tri-Brigade or Tri-Brigade Zodiac, the best deck of the format. And this deck's kind of unfair. It plays a million ways to slow you down with things like, you know, Ash Blossom, Nibiru, Maxi, etc., Gamma. Just the immense amount of hand traps, as well as, you know, going second tools like Forbidden Droplets, Called by, Lightning Storm, etc. And then on top of that, it has things like Shureg, non-target, banishment. It's not even like a disruption or a destruction or something like that. That is easy to deal with. You can also end on boards with Apollosa and other interaction. You can, you know, you can go into Zeus with Drident. You could just, there's so much that is basically unfair, what I will call unfair, where it's like, it's incredibly difficult to interact with specifically. It's hard to play around, and I'm not a big fan of that. I'm not a fan of things where it is, like, I'm okay with negates, as long as it's like targeted negates, right? It's like, oh, it's a spell trap, or it's a spell negate, it's a trap negate, it's a monster negate, it's one of those. I'm not a big fan of just like, oh yeah, it's just an omni negate, like it just stops you in your tracks dead. That's not fun. You know, I'm not a big fan of things like Shureg, because, you know, non-target banishment is really insane. That's absolutely crazy, right? That's so difficult to play around, right? Even something like Dragoon, which is currently banned, Red Eyes Dragoon, can't play around this. You have to negate this. However, they chain block, which means you can't. So yeah, it's stuff like that I don't enjoy. I don't enjoy playing against that. I don't even really enjoy playing it either, because it's like, oh, I'm sorry, dude. Like, you just lose because I have the better cards. Feels bad, man. And this is all over Platinum, right? One, I lose all the time unless I'm playing a top tier deck. And two, on top of that, I'm playing a bunch of unfair stuff, right? Either I'm playing it myself or my opponent's playing it or what have you. And it's just not fun. It's not enjoyable. It's, it really does take away from the fun. And so, if you've noticed more recently, one, I've kind of been staying away from playing in Platinum, especially on stream. Like, I'll hit Platinum, and then I'll just be like, yeah, we're gonna do, like, literally anything else. Like, yeah, that seems like a good idea. Ooh, look, squirrel. Like, let's do literally anything else. Because it's so boring and repetitive and samey. You know, I could, yeah, sure, I could queue up with Dark Lords, my favorite deck. I thoroughly enjoy playing them. And I could play basically 2 matches. Because either my opponent goes first and absolutely clobbers me, Basically sets up an FTK board. You know, they've got 3-mat Apo with a set Revolt. They've got they've got Herald of Ultimateness with 1,000,000 negates in hand. You know, they've set up all of these incredible, just game-stopping boards, and I just have to look at them and go, yeah, does Ixchel resolve? And they go, no. I'm like, okay, cool, good game. Like, that was fun. Or I could play this deck and do the same thing to my opponent and just say, yeah, no, you don't get to play the game. Oh, you thought you could play even though you get to go first? No, I'm gonna max C you. Oh, you're gonna chain Ash Blossom? I'm gonna chain Gamma. Like, no, you don't get to play the game. That's not how this works. And so it's incredibly irritating to just play at the higher levels for me. That's not to say that I don't enjoy it at all. It's just, it's not my favorite, right? But yeah, I've also started playing a lot more of the free-to-play builds and stuff like that. But when it comes to my favorite experience in Yu-Gi-Oh! It's the ranks right below all of that top-tier meta stuff, right? In Duel Links, it's Platinum. Platinum is so fun. It is incredibly entertaining because you have decks that are meta, but you only see them about 50% of the time. You only see a top-tier deck about half the time. You'll play against Harpies every once in a while. You'll play against Magnets. You'll play against Phantom Knights. Sure, no problem. But realistically, like, you can still play against, like, Blue Eyes. Or you could play against Dark Magician. Or you could play... No, Dark Magician is ass. Never mind. You could play against, like, whatever else... Whatever rogue deck that may pop up. You know, like Fortune Ladies. You randomly play against that, and you'll be like, wow, that's super fun. Like, that was a cool, interesting back-and-forth game. And it's great. And, you know, for Master Duel, that's gold. Gold is just like that, right? You'll play a game against... Well, actually, not right now, because the ranks just reset. But, you know, when it's been a couple of days and people have actually gotten back to Plat, they're like... all of the people who are playing meta are kind of out of there. And so it's a lot less of meta. And it's a lot more of, you know, like, the random... fun decks, right? Like Synchrons or I don't know what else. Shadal, like just straight up Shadal, right? Stardusts, Springans, etc. And you're able to see a lot more of these decks, which is honestly one of the best parts about Yu-Gi-Oh, right? All of these crazy different archetypes, different ways to play the game. It's so incredibly fun and so incredibly cool. And sometimes it's just it's never in Platinum. It's not fun. So yeah, that's basically my thoughts. Just thought I'd get that out there, get my thoughts on video, tell you guys how I feel. Does this mean that I'm gonna stop playing Master Duel and I'm not gonna try and climb to Platinum? No, of course not. I'm still gonna try and climb to Plat 1. I'm still gonna try and play in Plat 1. You know, play all of play just Master Duel in general a whole bunch. But this is just kind of my thoughts and why I'm enjoying playing on other accounts that are lower ranked, because it's like, hey, I don't have to play in Platinum. I don't have to play against Eldritch every other game. I don't have to play against Tri-Brigade Zodiac. I don't have to play against, you know, this, that, or the other thing that's rather unfun to play against. But yeah, that's going to be it for this episode. I hope that you guys did indeed enjoy it. If you did, a like is very much appreciated. And if you want to check out more content like this, as well as more Yu-Gi-Oh, then just be sure to subscribe. I did the wrong hand motions. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. And remember to always stay frosty. Bye-bye.